Exclusive Cubs fans, you can start the countdown. The Cubs offense just got a monster boost. But before I tell you this bombshell news, Cubby, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can stay up to date with all the latest Cubs news. One of the most eagerly awaited pieces of news for Cubs fans has finally arrived. Matt Shaw has been cleared, has taken the next step in his recovery, and has already begun his rehab games in Iowa. And this could completely change the outlook for the Cubs during this crucial stretch of the season. If you've been waiting for some news capable of giving Chicago's offense even more firepower, here it is. Shaw has overcome his hand injury, responded extremely well to high-intensity workouts, and is now entering the phase that really matters, facing opponents in actual game situations and proving that he is ready to return to the MLB level. And Cubs fans, there's one detail that makes this even more exciting. The Cubs are getting back a player who could completely change the dynamic of this roster. Before he was sidelined, Shaw was showing exactly why he is considered one of the organization's top prospects. His game combines aggression, intelligence, and the ability to produce in different situations. He doesn't need to simply wait for an opportunity to show what he can do. When healthy, he can put pressure on opposing pitchers and give the manager an extremely valuable option when putting together the lineup. Now imagine the impact of that at a time when Chicago needs answers quickly. The absence of Dansby Swanson has created an important hole on the roster, and every Cubs fan knows that losing a player of that importance is not easy to solve. But Shaw's return could be exactly the kind of development that helps ease some of that pressure. That doesn't mean he will simply replace Swanson as if nothing happened. The situation is much bigger than that. Shaw can give the Cubs enough flexibility to reorganize the roster and explore different offensive and defensive combinations. And this is where the news starts becoming really dangerous for the opposition. Because when you add a young, versatile player who is hungry to prove himself to an offense that was already producing, the team's potential becomes even greater. Opposing teams will have another name to study, another threat to deal with, and another variable to consider throughout a series. But there is still one crucial step before anyone can celebrate his return for good. The rehab games in Iowa will be the real test. That is where Shaw can regain his competitive rhythm, test his movement in real game situations, and show that the injured hand is firmly behind him. Training is one thing. Stepping back into the batter's box, facing live pitching, reacting to fastballs, running, playing defense, and dealing with the pressure of an actual game is something completely different. That's why the message right now is simple. The countdown is on. Every game in Iowa could bring Shaw one step closer to Wrigley Field. Every appearance could represent another step towards the long-awaited MLB return. And the better he performs, the greater the anticipation in Chicago will become. For Cubs fans, the outlook is incredibly exciting. The Cubs aren't simply waiting for a last-minute signing to strengthen the roster. There is a weapon already within the organization, preparing to return and help at precisely the point of the season when every game carries enormous weight. Chicago knows it doesn't necessarily have to find every answer outside the organization. Some of those answers could be coming from Iowa. After dealing with the injury, going through the recovery process, and returning to high-intensity workouts, Shaw is now beginning to prove once again that he can be an important piece for the Cubs. And if he gets through this stage without any setbacks, the anticipation surrounding his return will only continue to grow. Cubby, just think about the scenario. A team looking for more strength down the final stretch, an offense that already has plenty of firepower, and now the possibility of adding back a player who knows the system, knows his teammates, and is extremely motivated to reclaim his place. That could be exactly the kind of reinforcement that arrives at the perfect time. There is no reason to rush the process. The goal is to make sure Shaw is truly ready before putting him back on the MLB stage. But the direction is clear. He is progressing, the rehab games have begun, and the door to his return is officially open. And now the most exciting part begins. With every game in Iowa, Cubs fans will be watching Matt Shaw's performance and asking themselves the same question. How much longer until he's back in Chicago? If Shaw responds well, the next chapter could take place in front of a fan base that is eagerly waiting to see him again. And when that moment arrives, make no mistake, it won't simply be a return. It will be the arrival of another wave of energy for a team dreaming big. Fire Matt Shaw is on his way back. The Cubs offense could be about to become even more dangerous. Cubby, leave a comment saying, "Welcome back, Matt Shaw." And also give us your honest opinion. Will Matt Shaw make a difference for our team? Yes or no? It's time for Cubs fans to have their say. Leave your answer down below and join the conversation. And remember, subscribe to the channel because right here you'll get the rumors, trade talks, signings, and all the latest Chicago Cubs news as soon as it happens.